Expect the unexpected. She's a sweet widow from Nebraska. He's an old metalhead with metal in his head and covered in tattoos. Now that's a twist. Hey, what's up, Big Brother fans? We are back with some more spoilers. Because the veto ceremony was yesterday. So we're going to tell you all about that.
Yeah, it's getting good. That house is getting crazier and crazier. How does it get crazier when there's less people in it? I don't know. I think it just grinds on them after a while because they are nutso in there.
Yeah, it was funny because Brett was just talking. He was making some food, and he's like, wow. He's like, man, I was way off of my proportions. He's like, I'm so used to having more people here. And then I just remembered there was a couple people on slop, and I was like, hey, I made way too much food. So yeah, even they're kind of like, oh wow, they're looking around going, there ain't that many people here anymore, is there?
You can really tell. I mean, you can just tell. You watch it. You wouldn't think one person at a time would make such a huge difference, be such an adjustment. It does.
It does.
It makes a big difference.
It really does. It really does. Well, there was a little drama going on between the veto competition and the veto ceremony, and most of it revolved around Haley and Scotty.
Yep, those two are really fun to watch because they're just they're Haley's into Haley and Fessy's into Haley. Well, Fessy's into Fessy too. So between their big egos and their affection for each other, they're just crazy.
Well, for anybody that doesn't watch the feeds or get to watch the feeds, Fessy is prone 99% of the time. The only time Fessy stands up is to look at himself in the mirror or eat.
That's true. He's laying down all the time. He's got the covers over him and he just lays there. And he's up in that HOH watching that, watching on the screen of what's going on in the house. That's all he does.
It is.
He doesn't even sit up.
No. He gets up, he'll go downstairs, go to the kitchen, get something to eat, walk outside and lay down. That's all he does. And worry about getting Scotty out. It's not for gameplay. It's only because everyone's telling him, Fessy, Scotty's in love with Haley. I know. That's why he's got to go.
And Scotty is as threatening as if Pee Wee Herman was in the house to his romance.
Yeah, right.
And Scotty is just not he's not a threat at all.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious though to watch some of these people the way they play this game. Oh, well, before Fessy was trying to get Haley on board with this Fessy and Haley and Tyler and Angela foursome thing, and she was fighting it the whole time, but she finally went down and was in the bathroom with Tyler, and they were combing their hair and doing their little looking in the mirror thing, and they were discussing it. So Haley was putting the Fessy plan into action, and Tyler was Mr. Yes Man. He was agreeing with everything, and immediately ran out and laid on a thing next to Angela out by the pool and said, hey, I had a very interesting conversation. And those two just looked at each other and laughed like, yeah, we're going to tell them whatever they need to hear and then get them out. And Scotty's running around causing all kinds of chaos. He's running to Angela saying, me and Haley had a final too. And Angela, Haley calls you a bitch constantly. She hates you. He's just blowing everybody's game up, and he's going crazy. He even called. I love this because a couple of videos ago we were talking. I said, I think Haley learned how to play this game from Caitlin, jumping from bed to bed to bed.
Yes.
Scotty says, Caitlin 2.0.
Oh, I saw that. She hated that. That was the worst insult you could have ever thrown her way. Oh, man. Talk about a zing.
Oh, man. She ran down and she was bawling. And Angela and Tyler and Casey, I believe, were in the geometry room, and
Yeah.
Haley opened the door real quick because she wanted to go in there and have a little private cry, and they were all in there, and she turned around, but they all got her and wrangled her back in, and she did, I mean,
Oh, man.
through that microphone, she let out a blood-curdling cry, and she was just so upset. Caitlin 2.0. I loved it. I thought it was right on.
It was, because it's funny because it's true.
Very true.
Yeah, it is.
And she didn't like that at all, though. But yeah. But Scotty's whole thing was he had this big speech where he was all prepared for the veto ceremony, and he was just going to let it all fly. But of course, Haley went down and she sat down in the bedroom with Scotty, and they had their little one-on-one cry fest. They were both crying to each other, and Haley staring off into the wall, and Scotty is just staring right through her. I mean, he is so in love with that girl, so in love with her.
It's just sad. It's just really sad. It's sad that he values a relationship that will never happen over winning $500,000.
Yeah. But he decided that, he was going to tell Haley everything. He's like, here's the deal. Yeah, I threw you under the bus and I did all this everything. And the reason is because you have to start making connections with other people, or you're going to be next. So you have to just cut ties with me and let me go home. And she said, well, what about your speech? He's like, I decided I'm either not going to say anything, to stand up and say I don't have anything to say and sit down, or I'm going to take that opportunity to apologize to you. What do you want? Crickets. She didn't say, yeah, apologize or no. She just stared off, and he was just staring at her. It was kind of weird. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. A whole lot of just Haley, Scotty drama, and Fessy's like, yeah, he wants my girl and he's got to go. I know he was my only ally in the house, but he's got to go because I need my girlie on my arm. Go, Fessy.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, Fessy is just he doesn't see it that way. That's probably why, but he's just throwing away the chance of winning over this girl. And I don't know. I don't see it being a lasting thing outside the house.
I don't see it happening either. It's a Caitlin 2.0. It's a gameplay for her, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of the game and the veto ceremony, no surprise. Brett said, well, yeah, I'm going to use it. I don't know if there was a speech. I kind of think there was. It was probably a good one, and I can't wait to watch the show to hear what the speech was, because I'm sure it was good. Brett always has some good ones. Doesn't take any punches. But yeah, he used the veto on himself, took himself down, and
Casey back on.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion. You should put up Sam. You should do this, and no, and after days and hours of this, and it was Fessy told Casey that it's either going to be you, Tyler, or Angela, because no matter what, you guys are going to have the votes, and Scotty's gone, and this and that, and he just kept on talking, and then it was like, okay, Sam, and then finally Casey just had enough and was like, dude, all right, whatever, just put me up.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
She's so even-tempered.
Scotty and Sam got together and came up with this bright idea to go to Fessy and say, Fessy, here's an idea. When Brett takes himself down, put Haley up and get her out. What?
Really?
Are you kidding me? Well, Sam was pitching it real well. She was like, okay, here's the deal. Excuse me. Put her up. I will quit smoking. You'll be saving my life. We will go together and we will get rid of all my cigarettes if you put Haley up and she goes home. And she's not here for you. Come on. Who do you want hanging on a tree in the next competition? Haley or me? And Fessy's just like sitting there listening to this going, I got to think about this.
Oh, man.
But,
yeah. She was really pushing it too. I mean, that was quite a pitch. I was almost convinced. She was working it, but
And along with my theory, still, nope, I'm not putting Sam up. I don't want nowhere near Sam. She's crazy. She's going to go off the rails. I want a quiet, easy week. I'm not dealing with that crazy woman. No, 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 no. So, two things just happened in that little speech of hers. She confirms that she's crazy to come up with this crazy idea. And two, Scotty's the next one in the jury house. And she just did him a huge favor and had his back. Jury management. I'm telling you, she's got him. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And JC's, he's getting pretty wicked and down and dirty too, man. He's doing some stuff. He's up there in Fessy's ear, and then he goes down and he even talks about how stupid he is. I think for him. And he's telling him all this stuff. And everybody thinks that everything that JC did, it's all Scotty. Scotty did everything. And JC's like, yeah. Okay, I'm done with this conversation. And he leaves because he doesn't want to either laugh or blow his cover.
Yeah.
They were talking about all these hinky votes and, all this other stuff. And I can't wait till we get home and watch and see all the stuff that Scotty does. And it's like, JC's like, I know, right? I'm done with this conversation because it was all JC.
Yeah. JC's having a lot of fun. He just seems to be humored by the whole thing and he's not taking any of it real seriously or anybody really seriously. He's good TV too.
Speaking of JC too, there wasn't have-nots for a while, but I think it was like 2 weeks or something like that. But they have-nots again. So you want to let them know who the have-nots are?
So the have-nots are JC, Sam, and Tyler, and Haley was supposed to do it, but the little princess.
Yeah. So from what I understand, they agreed on some kind of rotation instead of picking and picking on people or whatever. They set up this rotation, and Haley was next in the rotation, and she got skipped over.
Yeah.
JC is not real happy about him being on slop, but he's really extra not happy that he is and Haley got skipped. He was really mad at Fessy about that. That was a pretty funny conversation.
Well, I would be too. That's just not right. That's just not right. And that's not going to help Haley's game at all.
No.
Anyway.
No, it's not.
Have you noticed they're doing a lot of studying, especially Brett, on, trying to memorize the days and what they did because the next contests coming up are usually the memory kind of stuff and kind of the brain, less physical, which is going to be interesting because I don't think Haley or Fessy, especially Fessy, are too good at those parts of the.
Yeah, I think I would put my money on Angela for something like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there has been a whole lot of physical stuff in a row. Mm-hmm. I even thought that this last veto might have been something more brainy, but no, it was the running around doing the physical thing too. So I'm sure you're right. I think you're right about that. What's coming up next?
Well, Brett, I guess, is really studying. He's been using color-coded M&Ms. And he's been using the empty dresser drawers in the have-not room to memorize the days and what they did on each day. It's kind of clever. I think he's a pretty smart guy. Yeah,
I think he is too. Well, he's a cybersecurity dude, so you can't be a dummy and do that stuff. But I think production, I think they came down and took all his stuff away because he thought it was Sam because the way she cleans everything, and she swears up and down that it was not her that took his M&Ms out of the drawer. There you go, folks. I mean, it was, like I said, a crazy week, but it was all just the Haley Scotty thing and Fessy sleeping and laying around and making sure Scotty's gone. So it hasn't been too eventful, but yeah, the veto was used, of course, and Casey's up now. All right, folks. So Wednesday, the Wednesday show will be the whole veto mess, the veto comp, the veto ceremony, and then, of course, Thursday, the live eviction. So stay tuned for all that stuff. And then after all that happens, come back and check us out, and we'll let you know what's been going on, what you've been missing while you've been watching the network show.
Yeah, and keep your eye open. We might have a special guest one of these days on the show.
Yeah, we just might throw in some extra stuff for you. Now, before we get on out of here, I just wanted to say one little thing. Now, this is on my channel, BlindViews. But that lovely lady over there, her name is totally Kathy.
Aww.
I always put a link to her channel down in the info box. So please, folks, you're coming over here and you're on my channel, but you're watching us both. So go over there, go down that info box, click on that link, go over and show her some love. Come on, you know you want to.
My channel is about weight loss and mostly the feelings involved. I've lost 178 pounds. And 20 years ago, I used to do infomercials, and I was on QVC and talk shows with Richard Simmons. So watch me. I have an interesting story and a different perspective. I don't talk about diet and food. I'm more talking about the emotional connection and addiction. So thanks for the shout out, BlindViews.
Hey, no problem. I'm not one of the weight loss ladies. I'm not trying to lose 100 pounds, but I watch her all the time. She has a good message, inspirational, awesome lady, very fun to talk to. Or, hey, she wouldn't be sitting over there, would she now? All right. So go check her out, guys. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. As always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We got some more spoilers coming for you. So, for now, this is BlindViews and
Totally Kathy.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.
What we do here is go back.